So what was it? So what was the original thing about? Hold up. So where do you want to start back at?
Yeah, I think Hawk was just fighting smart.
Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, I think I won that last point, so I think I just oh yeah, wait, hold up. Actually, yeah, I remember this now. Okay, yeah. So basically just to go back to my point. If Daniel's telling him to be patient, I believe that would be inhibiting his ability to be offensive, which would be inherently holding back a trait. And I know that's what not the point we just went on, so don't say this is the same point, because it's not. So I just inherently believe that if he were to be patient and is not being offensive because he's told to be patient, because those two things cannot be like one and the same in this context, anyways. So I believe that he'd been inherently holding back a part of how he would be fighting. Oh shit! Hold up.
So you're holy fuck.
Okay, I'm back. He's here, so I told him give me like 5 minutes. So, anyways, what'd you say?
So you're making the argument that him fighting defensive would be worse again?
No. What? Like, okay, so the way
You
I'm
just said it would
the way
inhibit him.
Andre, the way I argued it initially, because I'm trying to explain it in two different ways. The way I argued it initially is that him being aggressive gave him more versatility than him just being defensive, right? But the way I'm arguing now is that if he is not being offensive, because the reason that I went up on that last point was because I was saying that him giving Miguel the position he wanted would not be fighting smart. So that was that entire last point. But what I'm trying to prove now is that if Hawk himself were to not be going aggressive, he'd be holding back a part of his skill set, which goes back into my analogy about the whole established rules thing.
Yeah, so you would have to be presupposing the idea that Hawk was never aggressive at any point during this fight.
No, I would not be.
Yes, you would.
No, my argument is that if you're being patient, okay, let me elaborate on my argument. My argument is that if you're being patient, you're not able to be offensive at your full ability.
Yes, so you would have to be presupposing that he's patient throughout the entire fight.
Andre, that argument doesn't even make sense, because you can be patient and you can be waiting for a moment to be aggressive, but I don't think that means that you'd be at the best of your aggressiveness. Like if I'm being patient, waiting for a counterattack, I can then start throwing attacks, and in that instance, I'll be being aggressive. But that would be completely different from what we see him do later in the tournament, where he'd be just marching down Robbie, throwing strikes and countering when Robbie.
Yeah, I don't see how it's different. It's throwing a barrage of attacks regardless. I don't see how the time of when you're attacking is different. Like you don't need to strike first to be more aggressive. Like what?
Yes, you do, because if you're Andre, you want me to look up the definition of aggressive for you?
You can do that. Don't think it's gonna help you at all.
It will, because your entire argument that you just said is that you waiting for the right time to attack is not being more aggressive than you like marching someone down and throwing strikes and being the one putting them on the back foot. So, okay, let me the definition of aggressive. So the definition of aggressive is like let me just say like the willingness to attack something. Are you fine with that definition? Or like the willingness to.
Bro, I'm done.
Anyways,
yeah, the willingness to attack, sure.
Okay, yeah. So based on that definition, if you're being patient, you're not going to be as willing to attack because you are waiting for the right opportunity to attack, or not the right opportunity, but you're just going to be waiting, and then you're eventually going to attack. But you're not going to be as willing to attack.
Define willing first.
Sure. Let me give you a definition of willing.
I'll go ahead and give mine if you want.
You can give yours, and I'll say whether or not I agree.
To be ready to do something.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't agree with that in this context. I feel like that's being disingenuous.
Sure.
So the reason, I'll just explain why I think that your definition can and cannot work. So basically, first off, the reason I think that it's a bit disingenuous is because if you're in a fight, you're always ready to attack. But I think the best way to use it in this would be to say someone is more like, I want to say, eager to do something. Like if you're eager to do something, you're going to be more like.
Hold on, you're making the claim that if you're in a fight, you're inherently always going to want to attack.
No, but I think in this instance, in this specific instance, as we said in the tournament specifically, the rules are that you want to hit your opponent to get a point, right? So I think in this specific context, you would always be wanting to attack somebody. But I don't think that you would be as eager to do it if you were a patient person, because the definition of patient is literally just waiting. But if you're eager to attack, you're always going to be trying to attack, while someone who is being patient is not always going to be willing to attack.
So you're using specifically eager for your definition?
Doesn't have to be specifically, but for the way I'm arguing it, yeah. But I do think obviously that multiple words can be used to convey the same thing or a
Okay,
similar thing.
eager, eager literally just means wanting to do something very much. You're aware of that, right?
Yes, I'm aware of what eager
Okay,
means.
you can be patient for something and still be eager for it. I could be patiently waiting for my favorite rapper to drop an album, and I'm still eager for the album to drop.
Yeah, but my
I'm
argument is that you're
patient.
not going to be as eager if you're going to be the one actively marching down your opponent throwing lots of strikes as opposed to being the one who is just waiting, being
Yeah,
defensive.
I don't think you would ever be able to prove that just because he's choosing to fight smart, which is something I've already stated. Just because he's choosing to fight smart against someone who's already being aggressive, that doesn't mean that he wants to attack him any less than if he were the one on the aggressive. Like that doesn't inherently mean that he doesn't want to attack.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to attack Andre, but I'm saying that if you're
Okay,
the
well
aggressive
that's the definition
oh,
of eager. You're
Andre, let me
using the
explain. I'm
definition
saying
of
that Andre, let me
eager.
explain. Andre, I'm saying if you're more aggressive, right? Which let's just say, obviously through the chain of definitions that we built, if you're more aggressive, you're gonna be more willing. Therefore, you're gonna be more eager. If you're aggressive, the entire thing that you're gonna be trying to do is to be the one who is going forward, being the one trying to hurt or
Yeah,
attack whoever you're fighting. Okay, so I think you'd be more eager if you're being
brought up
aggressive.
why this just doesn't make any sense at all. Eager is an internal feeling. Aggression in the context that you're using is something you're externally doing. Your external actions don't always have to reflect what you feel internally.
Yo, y'all
Oh my
gotta
god,
wait.
Andre.
I gotta find my charger. I
What,
gotta wait.
Jay?
Okay,
Y'all gotta wait
you
for
have
a
fun
minute. I
with
gotta find my charger.
All right.
that. Okay, so anyways, repeat what you just said.
I said aggression in the context that you're using is just something he's doing externally. I don't think your external actions always reflect your internal feelings or mindset.
Yeah, that's fine, but I think based on the definition of eager that we set is want to do something. I think that in this case, that is like if you're more like to hold up aggressive, you have to be more willing to throw strikes, or you have to be more eager to throw strikes because if you're not going to be throwing a
That's
strike
not true.
to
That's not true. That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
true.
let me explain why it is true. Because you're not if you're not throwing more strikes than if you were to be on the back foot, then your opponent is going to be like, well, he's not throwing anything, so I don't have much to be worried about. So I'm going to just start marching forward. That's going to make you lose your aggressiveness because you're going to be the one that's going to start getting put on the back foot if you're not throwing any strikes. If you're the one being patient, you're already the one who is harboring him to come forward. Yes, you want to throw strikes. Yes, you're eager to throw strikes. You're waiting for the opportunity to throw a strike. But that does not mean they're going to be more eager to throw a strike when holding the position that you're in would require you to throw a strike or throw more strikes than if you were to be a patient person. Because if you don't throw as more strikes if you're aggressive, then you're just going to end up being the patient person anyway.
Yeah, are you done?
But yeah, I'm done.
Okay, anyways, I've already made the distinction as to why aggression, the context that you're using is external. External doesn't always reflect your internal feelings, like I've already stated multiple times. Don't think you've attacked this point like at all. Like you're just saying, oh yeah, he could still be eager, but like if he's doing this externally, then that must mean he's like more eager to do it. I've already explained why that wouldn't be the case because your external actions inherently do not reflect what you are feeling internally. So we could just move on to verdict on this
Yeah,
point.
they do not. They don't inherently do that.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
can just
we
move
can
on to
conclude.
verdict.
We can. Yeah, I know. I said we can conclude. We gotta wait for Jay to come back.
Jay,
He's getting his charger.
fucking bitch ass nigga, bro.
This debate is cooking.
Oh my god, hold up. I gotta go. We can continue this. I don't know tomorrow.
All right.
Andre, how do you feel about Curse's performance?
I will say he's been in my DMs calling cursed ass during this debate.
Yo, I'm back.
Yeah, the point we just went over, well, I'll save the recording so you can listen. But I mean,